quick, but I do want to go around the table.
Oh, sure.
Like everybody's, are you cool with age gap relationships? Daisy, okay, yep.
It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. I think it would be hypocritical for me to speak on it because I've dated guys a lot younger than me, a lot older than me.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter.
Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I'm fine with it. I have dated someone younger than me and someone older than me, and I definitely prefer the older men.
Okay. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like older men are like more mature.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say like from now on, I'd only date a guy that's like at least 2 years older than me.
Okay. What about you?
Same as you said before, it's not about the age, it's about the experience. It's about the experience the people had in their past. It's not really about the age. So to me, it's fine. I had mainly older partners, and just my actual relationship is younger than me, but this is my first. And I just met him, and we were in the same, we had the same opinions. So we just clicked, but I don't see the age as like.
I agree with that.
I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Hunter, what about you?
Yes, I am okay with age gap relationships.
But how about this? Because I want to go on the using like the numbers you provided. A 35-year-old man dating a 20-year-old. Are there objections there from anyone on the panel where there weren't any objections?
As long as they met when they were over 18.
She was 20, he was 35.
Yeah.
That's when they started dating.
I think it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Nothing?
I've dated older
Yeah.
I mean, I had that exact same age gap before, but I wouldn't necessarily want that for like my child.
Oh, okay. Look, I think...
And there are very smart women. I don't mean to discredit.
No, I think it's okay if he dates a dumb woman too. He can date a dumb chick.
You think that's gonna hold out? That's gonna hold out for the long term.
Here's the thing, though. I think an intelligent woman is a benefit for a couple of reasons. One, like you can actually, hopefully, it's difficult. So, like, if you're arguing with somebody who just doesn't understand logic, that's fucking brutal. Because you literally can't communicate. Yeah. So, like, an intelligent woman, like, if you're like, no, you're fucking wrong, you don't have to say the F word, but if you're like, oh, here's why you're wrong, and she's like, oh, I can logically understand that, but if you're just arguing with somebody who's just stupid and doesn't understand logic, and this can be both men and women, by the way, you can be, maybe you guys have been arguing with a guy, and you're like, he's clearly wrong, but he just doesn't fucking recognize it.
So
like, both men and women can do this shit for sure. But like, so an intelligent woman, you can actually like, she'll actually be able to see it if she's wrong. And a stupid woman can too, but they can also double down on like the most ridiculous logic. So, but also when it comes to stupid women, you know, like there's kind of nice about somebody who's simple. Because if you're intelligent, that's where all like that. I think if you're intelligent, this is crazy.
Like Paris Hilton. Well, she wasn't actually stupid.
Like somebody who's just kind of simple. Like if you're, you know, the really smart people, like they all suffer from like anxiety and depression and all this shit because they're fucking thinking about like, goddamn, in like a billion years the fucking universe is gonna whatever. You know, they're thinking about existential shit and they're too smart for their own good.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
So there's something nice about somebody who's just, as long as you're pleasant and I don't know. There's something a little nice about somebody who's simple. You know, they don't have to be a fucking rocket scientist. I don't want somebody who's going to be a problem, though, because you can have a low IQ or you can be stupid and fuck shit up in certain ways. But if you're just kind of I don't need no fucking Mensa, Mensa, that's the Society for like high IQ individuals. Rocket scientist lady. I don't know. I'll date a smart woman, but like, what's wrong with a stupid woman?
She can be stupid and agreeable.
Exactly.
The agreeable thing. So may I ask, how do men figure that out? Like, how do you figure out if a woman she's going to be unstable? Because you don't really know that until conflict arises, right?
Yeah, there's signs.
There's a lot of signs.
I would love to hear what the signs.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question for you, because you said earlier, you were like, it's very hard to become my girlfriend. So how, like, what did your girlfriend do that you were like, okay, yeah, like that's the one? Like,
she was all in on a level that basically, if I could write down how I want my woman to behave, she pretty much checked every box. There was no pride, there was no ego, there was no insecurity. She tell me she missed me.
She had no insecurity? Wow.
But do you actually attracted to her in the first place?
Mm-hmm. I've known her for 2 years.
How long did you learn that?
I approached her.
Oh, you knew her for 2 years before you pursued her?
Yep, okay. I approached her, and from the way that I approached her, I could tell the type of girl that she was by the way that she responded to me. And then when we finally hung out and everything, and she said from the moment that I kind of approached her and then left it alone, like planted the seed and wanted to see if I got her interest. So I kind of basically just, told her how attractive she was, might have flirted a little bit sexually, and then left. Kind of left it like that to fester, to see if she would wonder about who I am. And she did. So then it became, I was her crush. She said I became her crush at that point. So she would say, hey, I want to see you. I miss you. She would say, hey, I'm about to do this. Or when I would post on my story, I'm about to go here, she'd be like, I want to go. Let's go together. Like, she would put herself out there for me. And then when we started dating, she would do things like get me little gifts. She would buy me little things, like here and there. She'd be like, oh, no, I get this for you or whatever. Like, we went to Busch Gardens and we was getting some drinks. She was like, I get the drinks. Things like that.
What's your sign?
My sign? I don't believe in astrology.
Tell me.
But I'm a Sag. I'm a Sagittarius.
What's her sign?
She is a whatever. She's a Capricorn, actually, because her birthday is Christmas
That makes
Eve.
sense.
Yeah, so she's a Capricorn.
What made you wait 2 years?
What made me wait 2 years?
Yeah.
I was still kind of dating around. Like I said, because for me, like, it's hard for a woman to behave in a way that makes me feel like, oh, I can commit to this woman. And for me, you have to speak up. Closed mouths don't get fed. So if we involve with one another and you trying to play it safe, or you don't let me know that you're interested in me, like, she told me, she was like, I don't want you seeing any other women. I want you all to myself. She overtly stated that to me.
After the 2 years?
Yes, because she already knew. She called them respectable women. She said, I knew you had respectable women. That's what she called. She don't want to call them hoes.
Were you guys just friends, or were you dating?
We was cool. Like, we would spend time together. We would do things. We were attracted to each other, but she didn't press the issue. She kind of just sat back and played her position, and just focused on her life.
She was not attached.
Yeah, she wasn't attached in that regard. She would say that she hated that I didn't text her or I didn't invite her out places, but that's on my behalf, because when I'm single, I'm single. I'm just doing me. And then, we hung out a little bit more, and it finally got to the point where she finally was like, I want you all to myself. Like, I don't want you seeing other women.
Did you not scared?
Was I scared?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit, because I'm like, I don't want to give up what I'm doing, but she made it worth it. She made it worth it. She made it worth it.
We have a super chat here from Pelagic. He says, all I hear is blame shifting, lacking accountability, and deflection when I hear them say grooming. Good to see you in the chat, Pelagic. Thank you for the super chat. I guess we can wrap up on the age gap thing really quick. I mean, do you want to respond to that, or?
I should not have. I understand what you're saying with grooming, and I take it back in that way. I was more on board with grooming, meaning controlling, that the woman's experience doesn't matter. But what I'm hearing you say is grooming is, here's my vision, here's how I want our life to look. That I'm on board with. Not what you have to say doesn't matter, you're too dumb. I was more in that,
Yeah, I mean, but it sounds like you still have a bit of a quarrel with
the age gap.
The age gap stuff a little bit.
Because I just think, and this is my own bias, when I was that age, I was in the longest term relationship at that age, and granted, he was close to my age, but I was not good at handling conflict. I was not good. And yes, the man could lead a woman out of that, but I just look back at that time, and I had to learn a lot of what it was like to not be in the right relationship for me. And I did learn, I've learned a lot in my years.
Okay.
And that's...
But that was the same age relationship?
We were a similar age, yeah. Similar it was out of college.
Yeah. But I guess it sounds like the men that you're interested in, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, the men you're interested in now, you find that a lot of them want to date younger women. Is that your objection?
Here it seems, well, it's...
You said it wouldn't fly in Wisconsin, but...
It wouldn't actually. But yeah, here the age gap is pretty prevalent. Older men, younger women.
Perhaps. I mean, the thing is, I mean, a lot of people when I have the age gap discussion, like, I'm not like saying this is how it should be when I'm having this conversation. I'm saying if this is how it is, I don't really see anything wrong with that. Yeah. I think probably the vast majority of women, young women, probably want to date a guy around their age, you know? Like, if you're 19, probably want to date like a 20-year-old. That's true. Or 19-year-old. Like, that's most women. And I'm not saying, like, oh, you have to go and date a 30-year-old man. But if she wants to date the 30-year-old man and he wants to date her,
that's true.
I don't see anything wrong with it. Anything wrong.
May I share? I was under the impression, and I will own this, and I will apologize to you. I thought it was
no apology necessary.
I thought it was a pursue younger women because they look better, they're more fertile. That's probably not you, but that's the path that I was thinking.
Oh, I'm happy to take that position, actually. I'll take the position. So, I mean, first off, again, I'll reiterate that I think the majority of young women probably want to date guys around their age. Like, you know, if you're in college, you probably want to date a college guy. If you're 19, you want to date a guy who's like 19, 20, 21, in that age range. That's probably the case for the majority of women. I think a higher proportion, though, of men who are a bit older, in terms of what they find attractive in a partner, there's obviously the question of, can they get that woman? That's another conversation. But in terms of what I think men find most attractive, yeah, most men probably find women between the ages of 20 to 25 the most attractive for a variety of reasons. One of those would be fertility, but I think it just comes down to like probably physical attractiveness. But the biggest thing I think is it actually probably comes down to, there's a couple of things here. Oops, sorry. Comes down to like probably, they're just like less baggage. That's a big thing. Men don't want, like the biggest thing I think a lot of men look for, like especially a guy who has choice. Like if you have choice, like a guy who doesn't have choice, he's gonna put up with a bunch of bullshit for pussy. Yep. If you need earmuffs when I use that word, but totally a lot of men, if they don't have choice, will deal with a crazy chick for pussy.
Okay.
But a guy who has options, if you introduce drama and conflict and you disrupt his peace, especially if he's a dude on his mission, goodbye, like you are done.
Can an older woman be that though too?
Sure, yeah, you can be peace at any age.
Okay.
But like he's also going to be looking towards younger women too. And
with
he's
the
going to
mindset that the younger woman automatically means less.
Not
baggage.
necessarily.
Yeah.
Look, there's you could find a 30-year-old who's fantastic and deal with a 20-year-old who's a nut job, who's drama. I do think there is one component though that I've actually never argued, and it's this. And I think it actually just makes sense. So it comes down to who's a catch. And this is just a reality, right? Or no, what's the specific terminology on this? Oh, keeper. She's a keeper.
Okay.
Right? Or he's a keeper. There are going to be more 20-year-old keepers than there are 30-year-old keepers.
Agreed.
Because that's an additional 10-year time that she could have been kept.
Yeah.
Or he could have been kept, whatever. Goes both ways. So the reality is, if you're a 30-year-old guy, you got to think, the 30-year-old women, why didn't they get kept? Not to say that you can't find a 30-year-old woman who's a great woman, but like the proportion of the dating pool, the percentage of the dating pool of women who are like, this is a keeper, I want to marry her, want to have kids with her. That's probably higher. There's more of them that exist at 20.
Agreed.
Because, you know, at 20, maybe you've had one boyfriend and you're single. It didn't work out with one other dude. But as you get older, you've had more opportunities to have been kept. So the pool of optimum partners starts shrinking as you get older. And I think this applies to both men and women, but I think there's some differences, but that's just the dating game.
But as two people in our mid-30s, we also are seeing a lot of people coming out of relationships, getting divorces.
Sure.
So that's where I hear, lack of a better phrase, for older women, it's kind of, we should just go fuck ourselves.
I don't know if that's, I mean, you should, if you want to
You
get
can date
married,
younger men.
you can still date, but you got to
lower your standards.
Is that, I'm willing to hear this. I'm genuinely curious about this because I do believe in true love, and it's heartbreaking as a woman when I would love what we all want, the fairy tale of a man coming in and kind of being the white, not save me from anything, but here I am ready to lead you. Unfortunately, there are men though that also don't lead that path very well. And it doesn't have to always be super physically abusive. It could just be like, we're not in a relationship place for one another.
Mm-hmm.
That happens more than we're talking about people actually staying together. So the baggage problem is, if we were living in a perfect world, yeah, we all would be kept in our 20s. We're not. So I'm trying to speak for what should these women in their, around my age, do so that men do see them as, hey, that's actually a viable option versus I just want to pursue the young women.
I mean, you can level up as much as you can as a woman, whether that's working on your personality, becoming more agreeable, staying physically fit, that sort of thing. The issue is, though, is women are pretty cutthroat when it comes to how they dated in their 20s. I don't think men owe you anything. Men don't owe you a relationship. You're not owed a relationship. If you can get it, great. But in the same way that you as women, men aren't owed relationships, we're not owed sex. And you're not owed a relationship because you're in your 30s.
And also that experience thing you was talking about, it goes back to that. And what I've observed is that a lot of women, they become even more selective when they get older, as if they still have the mate value that they had when they were younger. So when women go through things, when they get to the point where I'm not going to put up with this anymore, and you already have a pool that isn't as large as what you had when you were younger, because you were more fertile, you were physically more attractive, you had more to offer in the mind of a man from his perception. When you get older and you still operating under the guise of, oh, I know what I deserve, I know my worth, I'm not going to settle for this. Well, at this point, you do kind of have to settle. You have to be more open and receptive to the options that you have available to you, because you don't have the same leverage that you had when you was younger. And I don't think a lot of women realize that. They still operate as if they're 23 years old when they're 37, 38, 40, as if they still have the same leverage in dating, and they don't.
Agreed.
Well,
go ahead.
Have you been dating at all?
Right now,
I mean, how many guys, do you have any guys in the friend zone?
I put in the friend zone?
Yeah.
That's, I don't personally want guys as friends. It does happen because I do a lot of what are considered masculine activities. I surf, I spearfish, yeah, I feel bad about this, but I'm very clear with them. This is not going to go. I don't see.
How many men have you been in that situation in the past year?
Since moving down to Southern California.
Well, you said you've been single for 1 year, is that correct?
I've lived down here about 2 years now. I moved down from Half Moon Bay. So since moving here, putting guys in the friend zone, I'd say there's four that
you rejected.
They didn't pursue. If one of them could step up and lead in the way you are, it might have been different. It was more, it's not simp. It's just more they're.
Have you been on dating apps?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how we connected. No. No?
Dun dun dun. Next.
Which one? Was it Hinge?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I hate when women do this. It's so fucking annoying. You gotta fucking do a
I took it as a marketing thing.
I sent you a message for you to come be on the show.
Yeah. Exactly. No, I'm not saying we matched. But yes.
To try to I was using dating apps to get women to come be on the show.
Right. I did not know that was
a smart marketing tool. I'll give it to you.
It was a marketing tool, and you were very honest.
I mean, it is a dating show, so it is a good marketing tool.
She really just dropped that.
Yeah. No, just the way women say shit, like they make it sound really bad instead of just being oh yeah, like that's how I got on the shows because you sent me a message saying, hey, do you want to come on the show?
Yeah, that sounded a bit bad, honestly. But
women do that shit all the time.
I have some friends who are DJs.
But you were on the show what, like 2 years ago?
That was right when I moved down.
I got banned on the.
I have some guy friends that are DJs, and they use dating apps to get girls to come out and use it like as like a promoter, but they don't want to date any of one of them fully has a girlfriend that he's in a happy relationship with, and she knows about it, and he just uses it to get like
PR moves.
Yeah, the clientele.
But so just to wrap up, I guess with the thing. So okay, you were on dating apps. Mm-hmm. How many matches in total did you get on the dating apps?
About 10.
How many dates did you go on? First dates?
I've gotten on so many first dates. Yeah.
Like in the past 2 years?
Yeah.
How many?
10. Yeah, I'm going to put the number at 10.
10?
And these...
that's a decent... I mean, it's not like you could have said 50.
Is it bad for me to turn off is if a man fully crosses his legs like a woman would? Is that just a stupid ick?
I mean, I don't call ick stupid because it's an ick. I mean, it's your physiological response, but
I'm not hurt.
That's what I'm curious about. You don't do that in the Midwest.
It is okay in terms
when you're turned off by something a man does. Like
so, in terms of your body language. Yes, I think as a guy, it's going to be viewed negatively by women if you cross your legs. I think, like, oh, I can't date this dude because he did this. Look, you're icked out. You're icked out. You're complaining about men not wanting to like date you or whatever, but you like rejected a dude because he crossed his leg. I mean, do you have anybody to blame but yourself?
I'm just afraid. Okay, here's another dating story. This was really recent.
Yeah.
We got to a point, it was the second date, he admitted he liked stuff up the butt.
Wait. He wanted to receive?
Mm-hmm. And he was on the dating...
You might have to accept that shit, to be honest. You might have to accept that shit.
What dating app was this?
I don't know, it's 36. Bumble. You gotta accept some things, right?
And
he needs to go on Grindr.
I was going to say, is he on the right dating app?
Is he sure he's straight? Man here. And I'm not like, that's what I'm trying to avoid.
You got moved to Texas or some shit, I don't know.
Feminine or like bi-curious?
I don't know if he was bi-curious, but I don't know. It's the
Wait, but you're on Hinge, right?
Liberal men.
Bro, put your settings to conservative.
You gotta pay for. I don't.
Oh, do you? Oh, she's not willing to pay the $20 a month. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, you're in Santa Barbara. It's super fucking liberal. You're in California. Super liberal.
I know.
If you want to stop dealing with dudes who want butt stuff, you gotta switch things up a little bit. You gotta do farmers only.
I will call it
farmers only.
Height's not a problem for me. I've dated a short king. They're great. It's the liberal versus conservative thing that's scared.
Well, why do you look on dating apps? I think dating apps are shit because honestly, I think it funnels all the lowest quality mates into one place.
That's probably why it's been a bunch of first dates.
So with all the traveling and stuff that you do, why not try to meet somebody organically?
No, I don't. I haven't traveled in forever. I'm ready to play. Yeah, no, this was early 20s. I will own this. I was in a great relationship. We probably could have made it work if he would have stepped up and led a bit better. I had the travel bug. It was me. I went and sailed on a tall ship.
Oh boy.
And I explored the world.
You know what's interesting though on the like exploring and experience and travel thing because
not sexually.
No, but you brought that up as kind of like one of the objections, like, oh, a young woman, like she hasn't done much traveling yet. Look, you're not going to like what I'm about to say. Don't shoot the messenger. As a guy, if you're a girl and you're telling us, I've been here, you want to know how we take that? You're not going to like it, but you got to understand the male perspective. If a girl says, I've been to Dubai, I've been to Vienna, I've been to Zurich, I've been fucking everywhere, wherever. Mm-hmm. Oh, you've been to fucking Thailand? You done all the Asian countries? You done all the European countries? You've been to Latin America? You've been to the Middle East? Oh, she fucked a guy there. Paris, under the Eiffel Tower, fucked a dude, fucked a French guy. Oh, Spain, little Spanish conqueror. Portugal. Oh, definitely got some Portuguese. Like,
Brazil.
That's what we. If you tell us, oh, I've done this, I've had this experience. That's how we filter that. Oh, you fucked dudes in all these places.
Maybe she's a flight attendant.
Dubai.
Yeah,
okay,
what if she has like a traveling job?
I did work.
Or maybe
what? Oh, even worse if she's a flight attendant. Hold on.
No, but like,
what if she's a flight attendant? She's definitely fucked.
What if she's like going to different countries?
You
to,
want to
like,
know
help
the amount?
People with no homes.
And even so, what?
Hold on.
Like, what's wrong with that?
Oh, we'll get into that. But if she's a flight, here's the thing.
I think only men that's unconfident.
What if she's a pilot?
I was on Tinder. Hold on. I was well, I mean, we saw what happened recently in Toronto with the plane upside down. That was an all-female crew. But anyways, yeah, it was all-female crew. Fucking, what is it, Delta United or some bullshit with their fucking DEI
but the pilots
bullshit.
were men.
Huh?
Pilots were male.
Oh yeah, there's in plane crashes with men sometimes. But okay, hold on. If she's a flight attendant, I've matched with girls who are flight attendants before. Luckily, I didn't fuck any of them, but because who knows what I would have caught. I match with them though, and you have to think, right? So I've talked to them though, and I'm like, oh, how long are you in town for? 2 days, 1 day, the night. Oh, okay. And then it's like, oh, you want to link up? Yeah, I can grab a drink tonight. And then she's off to another city, and she goes to 200 cities in a year. And she's on the dating app. And that same conversation I had with her here in Santa Barbara, she's doing that in Seattle. She's doing that at Chicago O'Hare. She's doing that at Miami. She's doing it at JFK. She's doing it at Newark. She's doing it at every fucking city.
What if she's not on a dating app?
Every fucking city, she's on the dating apps. Trust me. These flight attendants fuck, bro. Trust me, bro. They be fucking. She's on the dating app. The same conversation she has with me. Oh, well, you want to get a drink, blah, blah, blah. She's doing that in every fucking city. She's getting a lot of dick.
Did you have a bad experience with a flight?
No, I didn't even.
That's not what was
I didn't even meet up, but I'm telling you, these flight attendants or women who travel a lot for work, you're in a different city every week. You're fucking a guy in every different city.
Well, there's a lot of other jobs that aren't flight attendants.
I know,
that are
but
traveling.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
And paying for themselves.
I was saying if she just travels a lot, she's fucked. That's the male perspective.
But like, what if she traveled a lot with her family or
to Dubai?
Friends?
I think it depends on the places, though.
Sure, I agree. Yeah. If she's like with her family, she's still
her
fucked.
Dad was in the military. Maybe her dad was in the military.
Oh, maybe her dad was on the military.
And she was like going to
But you said
schools.
Maybe she's a flight attendant and that's why she's traveling so much. I'm like, yeah, massive red flag. She's a flight attendant. She can't keep a dude because she's never fucking home.
Maybe
she's fucking every dude in a different city.
Maybe the flight attendant was a bad example.
But
did
your girl travel before meeting you?
She agrees.
He has a point because that's still insecurities. Like
you're from Europe, though. You guys get to see all these amazing countries.
Yeah, I traveled a lot, but still, it's true. I wasn't dating apps. I used it because I was alone many times, and I wanted to visit the city. But still, I was alone because not all my friends could actually afford maybe to go to that place. Mm-hmm. And I've been lucky because my family is well off, so I was able to go to London, even if it's 1 hour and a half from Milan. Okay,
and you get paid sometimes, like with your previous owner, like
owner.
Boss.
I mean, like boss.
I'm still.
Are you safe?
Boss, because she was like a personal assistant for celebrities, so she was being able to travel all over places.
I see.
There are situations like that, like women can do their things.
No, but even then, you're traveling. You're like an au pair. Oh, you're an au pair, and this really rich family is taking you to all these places. Oh, hey, we're gonna have a night in with the kids. You go out and enjoy the nightlife. Boom, you just got fucked in Milan or something.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's right, because the society of nowadays, it's so common for sugar babies and these things that it's, even for male, it's not like only women do this. Let's be honest, it's a 50-50. Human beings do it, period. And it gives you the doubt. It gives you insecurities because you don't know if actually this person is that interested in you. Is he giving you really just their attention to you? Or is, as he said, this guy or that girl here,
it's like, is it lust or is it love?
That's when you don't do hookup culture, which is also very prevalent here. And
For hookup culture, you mean like having
a lot? One man just told me that's the way dating goes here in California. Is
that
they hook up and then they figure if they want to date each other after.
It's almost kind of like Korean. Like they say immediately, "Oh, you're my girlfriend." Then they go to bed with you, and maybe like 2 days after, poof,
they tell your girlfriend
disappear. But they have to be your boyfriend.
Look, can you got to understand when I'm talking about this? I'm speaking in generalities. Can a woman be well-traveled and not have fucked a dude in every city? Sure, of course.
Yeah, there's always exceptions to the rule. But the rule, I see what you're saying.
Perception is so important. Perception oftentimes is, well, I don't know if it's can be reality. I don't know if that makes sense. That's how a guy's going to look at it. Oh, you have all these experience. Like a guy, like if you've just done everything, first time going to a fancy restaurant, first time driving in like a sports car, luxury car, a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a McLaren, and I've been in 3 McLarens before.
Yeah, guy.
Like okay, you fuck somebody, you fucked a guy. But oh my god, it's so cool. Oh, it's so fast. I've never been in a Lamborghini before. That's more appealing. That's more appealing to the guy because as a guy, you want to offer a girl a new experience. But if you've just I've driven one of these, big deal. You've got the low tier Lamborghini.
It's hard to impress the girl.
Oh, you've got the what's it called, the Aventador. I want the Murcielago or whatever it is.
The Gallardo.
You're driving the poverty Lamborghini, mister.
But
I only deal with guys in the...
But if you start immediately conversation by showing off what's your experience, that's insecurity, and you're trying to sell yourself as somebody like, oh, look at me. I feel it would fail immediately.
I don't think women say this to brag. I just think it's kind of
I'm not talking just about women. Literally, like male and female, when they kind of show off their experiences in that way, it makes me just see this person as insecure, trying to prove himself or herself to me.
Sure.
I mean, why to me? Who am I?
Yeah, who are you?
Right? Why don't you just settle down on your own, try to fix whatever trauma you have?
Fix the trauma. Fix the trauma.
Yeah. I mean, insecurities come from that.
Look, I don't know. As a woman, I don't think you should lie. But that's just the perception that we're going to get as a guy. Anyways, I'm going to read a couple chats here. Can we get an astrology check on the panel? Who believes and who doesn't? Love to the pod, whatever, whenever. Dude, thank you for the not the TTS, the Streamlabs message, man. Appreciate it. Show of hands. Who's into astrology? Show of hands.
What's astrology?
Like
some bullshit.
Like, what's your sign?
Wait, you believe in astrology? You.
Yes, I do.
You don't. You do.
It's entertaining.
You do. Do you astrology? Are you into astrology?
It's not my thing.
Not her thing. She's not about it. Okay, all right.
It's
sweet.
fun though. Sometimes I'm like, I convince myself. Like I'll read something. I'm a Libra. Yeah. And I'll be like, oh my god, that is me. But I think I'm just trying to convince myself.
I'm gonna do a test with Aaliyah. Aaliyah, what do you think I am? Because you're a psychic or whatever. Can you scoot the mic to leave the mic at the edge of the table? More. Scoot it. Yep. Go ahead. What do you think I am?
I want to say you're an earth sign.
Which is, I don't know what that is.
Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn.
Fix.
Thank you.
I would say Taurus.
She fucking got me.
Wait, what?
She did fucking get me. All right. God damn it.
Well, I mean, the interesting thing about it is...
She had a 1 out of 12 chance.
Yeah, and women love trying to guess my sign before I say it, and they get it wrong all the time. That's how I know it's bullshit. But also, the interesting thing about astrology is... It's called the Barnum effect. So essentially, it's so generally vague that when you ask people what their traits are, they're in agreement. They're like, I show all y'all the same traits and say, you are this, you are that, you are this, and all of this positive affirmational bullshit, and y'all all agree, that is me, that's me, that's me, that's
Can
me.
I add something
and it's all
to
the
that?
same shit.
So the common misconception with astrology, just because I heavily studied it a lot, is you actually have 3 signs, and not a lot of people like think about.
Well, yeah,
but the 3 main signs, you have your sun, your moon, and your rising.
What the hell?
And like those get like it's just like I could go deep into it, would be here forever. But I think a lot of people don't understand it, and there's a lot of
Who the hell cares?
there's just a lot of misconceptions about it. is what my general thing is. It's people don't understand it, but if you like actually study it, it does make sense in a way.
It does not.
It does.
You have to study it from a reliable source.
What is astrology? What is astrology? The celestial bodies affecting human behavior. Can somebody explain the metaphysics of that?
Okay.
How something light years away influences my behavior.
But also, like a few months ago, I don't know if you guys saw this, but like everyone's signs like changed. Like it just somehow changed. Like they got shifted around. Like the dates moved. Like how is that even like?
It's only like what like who's born when now. It's not like now you're a Sagittarius. Now you're
no, it doesn't change.
Oh,
when you were born,
when
you were born in that specific hour and the city you were born, that's how you actually calculate.
Sounds like a lot.
So
it's how the planets
influence
how the planets and the stars are influencing you from when you were born.
Guys, I got to read 3 Diglets before he gets mad at me. Get Myron in this bitch. Yo, thank you for the $100 super chat. Unfortunately, we just have to get through with the show, but I do appreciate your super chat.